Hey, everybody. And they'll never know why. It is January 30th. Officially 4 weeks into the year, 30 days gone. We have 1 month out of the way and 11 months left of 2024. My good friend Bob DeVore and I were talking yesterday along with Scott Dagley. We're going, you know what? I got some hot topic ideas in mind. And Bob brought up the aspect of what we should all be in the mindset of. And if you look at our HRC growth calendar, growth and events calendar, what you'll know is that we have a focus for the first 4 months on lead generation. And so if you really think about it, breaking away from all the stuff that we've talked about the first couple of weeks here of January 2024, the question comes up, what are we doing to generate leads, to generate business? Okay, so that's the subject matter for today, is lead generation. And by the way, there's the obvious, guys. We know that we can talk to for sale by owners and expireds. Most of us don't like those, don't want to talk to those guys. We know there's our sphere of influence. And guys, either accept it or not, you hear me say that the sphere of influence is the rock upon which you build your business. And we should be talking to them. So here's a given. We know that anybody essentially that we have a phone number with in our phone is probably part of our sphere of influence. Why wouldn't we pick up the phone and talk to them? So we need to do that. That's the obvious one, right? So let's just talk to all the people that we know. But what Bob and I got to was, what can we do? What are we doing in regards to the actively passive mode of building business? So, Bob, with that, what's the great answer for that? Give us your wise thoughts to all of this. Take yourself off mute, though, my friend.
So first off, if you're not getting business from your sphere, get a better sphere. I'm just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, and maybe, Bob, is there a short answer to how we could work the sphere? Because, you know, you just put it, and I like that. If you're not getting business from your sphere, get a better sphere. But of course, the first part is for your sphere to know that you are in the business and that you're a better agent than the other people that they know that hold a real estate license. Is there something that you would recommend for us to stay actively passive in front of our sphere?
With that lead in, again, you know me, I'm going to go to the technology tools. Well, at 10 o'clock this morning, I hosted a class on ChatGPT and your SEO. How do you drive business to your website? Because the number one question everybody says is, I need leads. Where do I get leads? Well, if you missed the 10 o'clock class, we'll do it again, but driving business to your website.
Hey, Bob, just real quick, can I take you off for a second?
Yep.
Because I'm sure there's a few people out there wondering, well, how did I even know that you were doing this class? And I think you did something Monday morning that kind of brought that clarification out. Can you address maybe a little bit about what you're doing now with that?
Yes. So Monday, I did a little video to introduce the agent development training calendar. And I shared the link also in the email so that you can actually bookmark that link, so that as we continue to add training and the opportunities for you to train, whether it's in your office or another office, if it's in close proximity, or if it's via Zoom, you have an opportunity to participate. We're trying to improve your access. And so I did a video to introduce it, but I also included the link in Monday's email that went out to everybody.
Wonderful. Hey, Move on. You're good.
Okay, so going into Moxie Engage, which is, you know, if the best CRM is the one you're using, what Darwin asked me the other day, he says, what do we do to get people to go past the initial steps? Because he's discovered that agents were really good at getting our contacts in. We're just not real good with doing anything once we get them in. And it's interesting because it's the frustration some of people have gone through to get them in. It's like, I want to capitalize. I want to get on the other side of that. So this is what I'm going to do here, folks. I am going to go to my people, and I'm going to go to my people. And I just want to show you two things aside from email drip campaigns. Anybody and everybody can do an email or drip campaign. I'm going to put in, and I'm going to go to visit Demonstrator Dude. So I'm going to click on Demonstrator Dude. Now I'm in here, okay? And just like any other person you have in, if you currently have a client that is looking for homes, most of us, we probably take the easy way and we use whatever the MLS offers us to share with homes. How about sharing that same thing, only when they're looking for homes, they're actually doing it from your website. Yep, that's right, your website. So
Bob, are you saying that instead of me just putting them into an auto search within my MLS, that the reality is get them to be looking at your website?
absolutely. Understand that if you can drive business from a device to your website, you will be rewarded tenfold by search engines, which again, you don't have to pay for, folks. It's all free. And let me put in a price here. This might be a little bit high for Holly, so see what I get with that. Okay, perfect. And this is how easy it is, folks. Again, if you wanted to do it just by schools, you can. If you wanted to draw it like you do on the MLS, you can. If you wanted to create a radius, you can. So let's click on radius. And we just like that. Easy peasy. Come up, click on run search. You want to look at bedrooms and baths? There they are. You want to look at price? There they are. When you save the search, guess what? It's going to be saved as, because I'm looking for Holly, Michigan, right? And look what it does automatically. It's taking me to a place where I need to log in. What do you mean I need to log in? So let me back up. And to do that, I'm going back here. So faves and saves. See this right over here? Plus save search. So I'm going to create a new one. It's going to take me back to the original initially. So I'll change price while I'm in here.
And Bob, are you in Moxie or are you
I
on
am in
your
Moxie
website?
right now.
Okay.
I am in Moxie Engage. I'm going to change this to Holly. I am in Moxie Engage. There we go. I'm going to do like I did last time. Quick and easy, run the search. And then down here, email and settings. I have the opportunity to change the name of the search here if I want to. I can change this message if I want to. I can change the frequency if I want to. What I'd like about this is email option. Send no new listings when there are 0 updates. This saves them when with one of the things I dislike about One Home is that listings that you take off because they don't really fit the criteria, they'll keep getting sent to your client because they want to send something based on the frequency and not necessarily on the criteria. But once you do those couple of things, all you got to do is click save and it's done. And now I have 2 searches. So
And so, Bob, I might, what do I, if you're going, wait a minute, Bob, you just click, 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 and I can't remember what you did. Kind of what Bob and I set up today is more the aspect of what can we show you as available? What could you do to do lead generation? Not necessarily a how to do any of these steps, but more of the exposure to what is possible. So Bob, if they need more on anything else that we cover today on this or other things, what would be your suggestion? I know I'm thinking of one that we just talked about for Mondays.
well, again, number 1 would be schedule an hour with me and we'll do this via Zoom where you'll share your screen and we'll walk your way through it. The other
And
way
that can be done through your Monday morning emails, right?
that is absolutely correct. Goes out every Monday. The other way is going to visit the website support.moxieworks.com. In here, you have access to all types of information. There are some videos, there's all kinds of content, and it's actually got all of the tools. It's got Moxie Present there, it's got Moxie websites there. This is a great resource. This little help button, you notice it's here, and when I go back to my Moxie Engage, it's going to come up. It's right there. Look at that. What do I do?
And
Well,
then you
type
have
in.
you Bob, have you done things on the HRC agent development also?
Oh, you're talking about the YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's more out there. So when it comes to the aspect of being able to learn how to do any of these tools, we're really throwing it out there. It's just a conscientious decision to go, I'm going to learn this and put it in place.
I also share the HRC Agent Development YouTube channel link every Monday as a part of the email I send out. So while the content of the email changes, the content that will never change is I will always include the link for the YouTube channel, and I'll always include a link to connect with me for 50 minutes. And we'll end up getting Scott Dagley on that too here in the very near future. Scott's saying, no, no, not me, not me. So the next thing I want to do, because again, I'm still in here on Demonstrator Dude, and I want to add a subscription to Demonstrator Dude. So this one over here on the right is listing announcements. In other words, your listings. If you're trying, and again, this is where it really comes into play for your sphere, folks. Okay? Because you're not trying to sell them anything. You just want to show them how busy you are. This one over here, neighborhood news, as has been discussed many, many times, is a great little notice. You can make it quick and easy by just putting in a zip code. But what if? I know many of our cities have multiple school districts within themselves. So if I were to come in here and click on schools, and I just want the public schools, notice it identifies all the schools. I'm gonna go ahead and put in a price. And you notice it says service issue. This is a service issue because I got too much information. I'm gonna weed it down. Now, the nice thing about this particular customized news is you can send it just like this or come up and you can sort it based on status, number of beds, number of baths. Status is always what I prefer. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. Do it your way. Now that I've done that, all I got to do is click next. Wait for it. I'm going to click next again. Now, again, I have the ability to change any of this if I like, or I just click next, send to demonstrator dude. So let me go to demonstrator dude email. Here is the first one I did, new listings in Holly. Again, this is what it looks like. If they click to view current listings, the very first time, it's going to preload all of their information that you have, but it's going to ask for a password. So the search is going to come up. But what's more importantly is the fact that they're on my website now. And if my website looks different than yours, and you want yours to look like mine, schedule a consultation. Okay? I want to go back because I sent myself 2 emails, right? So let me go back here. There's the second one. Again, got their name right there. View full report. And so instead of sending it for the entire zip code, I honed it down to just the school districts. Let me go back to Moxie Engage. Why do I want to go back to Moxie Engage? Well, let me show you why I want to go back to Moxie Engage. I'm going to click on activity. Neighborhood news. A few seconds ago. See how fast that was? Literally seconds. This. So here's a search that I sent to myself earlier. And it says save search. Oh, that's the Holly one. Let's get down to the Fenton one. So on the Fenton one, neighborhood news was done. This shows where they viewed the search itself, but it did not create an account. So if they don't create an account, they stop short of actually doing the search on your website. You're going to know that. And I think that's powerful because then you can call them up and say, so, hey, I sent you an idea of what's available in the Fenton School District area. I'm just curious. Did you get a chance to look at it? Well, I did, but it wanted me to create an account and I really didn't want to do that. I can appreciate that. You don't want to create an account. Is there a specific reason? Because again, my website, if you didn't know, is certified, it's safe. You can tell that by looking at the URL where the little lock is. Oh, I didn't realize that. I just thought it was, you'd be stealing all my information and everything. And then, no, I wouldn't be stealing your information. The only information I have is whatever you give me. So you understand how that dialogue kind of works? Again, you're just repeating back to them what they said so that you can provide some comfort and some guidance and then say, so go ahead and check it out and let me know what you think. Now they have a reason to call you. And of course, when they do, and you say, but I don't want, I send it out to 15 people. I don't want to go look for all 15 people. Well, the nice thing about that is when you log in, this is where you start at the dashboard. Depending on how you have your dashboard arranged, there's neighborhood news, demonstrator dude. In other words, all the activity, there it is. Everything you did.
So, Bob, I think you're set here, but now I'm
Yes.
going, one of the things that we'd love to have happen, because we are the creatures that we are, I'd like to have people call me, get a hold of me, reach out to me. Is anything out there that I can do that people might see that they would go to my website that would then potentially have them call me, but me staying in just in front of them, but leading them to my website?
I'm glad you asked.
And I know we're down to about 6 minutes, so
So you want me to work fast? Well, oop.
yeah, as fast as you can to expose the idea or the couple of ideas. I think I know where you're going. I hope I've led you right, but either way, you're going to give us some great stuff.
Get it typed right. And notice I typed it in instead of just going back within. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to hit this one time. I'm going to
And are
grab.
you now on, are you still in
I am
Moxie, or did you
actually
go to your
on my
website?
website.
Okay.
I am on my website.
And it doesn't matter if I'm blue or gold, this works the same way.
Absolutely. I'm going to come down and I'm going to grab this link right here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to jump over to ChatGPT. I'm going to ask rewrite with a passionate tone for my Facebook page with emojis. Paste it in there, hit that. Hit this little down here in the left-hand corner. I'm going to hit the little clipboard. I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to click on this share button right here. And again, to answer your question, is it okay? It's not our listing. I'm not stealing the listing. Right there is the listing. I'm giving them full credit. I'm going to click on Facebook. I'm going to paste. Now, we've been doing this for the last few weeks for the company websites. And what we have discovered is that we have increased our traffic flow 2 and 3 times. Right there is the post I just made. And when people click on it, or when you share it to get people to click on it, they're looking at the very same thing that you sent them. Not everybody can do this, folks. Not everybody can do this. My guidance is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that you share 2 posts from your website to Facebook. If you want to post it on Twitter and Pinterest, you can do that. You want to send a link to your family and friends, do that. Or if you're back here on Facebook, you want to share it with specific people, You want to share it with people that will click on it, that will go to your website. The more people you go to your website, the broader your audience will become. Why is that important? The leads of people that come to your website, when the information is captured, comes to you directly because they're clicking on your website. The idea being that the more leads, the more business. Back to you, Darwin.
I was gonna say, we have one office where haven't they embraced this concept?
Yes. Yeah, the Port Huron office has been doing it for a couple of months now. Where at 9 o'clock on Wednesday, I don't know how they picked the date and time, but it's 9 o'clock on Wednesday that whoever's in the office, they share a couple of properties. And it's been fascinating to hear where I'll take the manager, for example, Lee. When she put in her name and Googled her name, she was on the 4th page. She is now in the number 2 spot. The only spot above her is the company page. I told her, well, that's good. You be number 2, because don't be number 1. But that's not just her that it's happened to. Again, the increased traffic is just, they're delighted. So it's been very successful in Fort Huron. If other offices were to embrace that, or if we as agents would just embrace it, in less than 10 minutes, you can share 2 properties.
And it's a rare agent, and I had it using Bob's idea, and I put out I think it was a $900,000 property, but the agent called me up and said, would you stop advertising that? It's like, well, okay. You know, it's like, I don't know that you understand, but I pushed it out on Facebook, and your people saw it, which caused you to call me and say, would you withdraw it? I don't know how you would do that, but you know, look, doing what Bob said, it's there. We're giving them credit. This particular agent didn't like it, so I removed it, and everybody was fine and happy. She got additional exposure, whether or not she knew it or not. Bob, there's a quick question from Barbara. Can I enter only the clients that are looking at homes?
Yes.
And that's the simple answer to it. So you literally just do the search for that individual by themselves, or you can do it as groups. And again, I think the big thing to know, and what Bob and I want to do, is just in 30 minutes, give you a couple of ideas using a few tools that we have. But what we have to do is go to work every day. And even on a day like today, okay, maybe you don't hit the office, but what you should be doing is hitting the office at home, getting in front of your computer and exercising the tools that we've got. And Bob, what you're saying that you always say?
It won't happen until I do it.
So, you know what? We don't necessarily like to be active in going out and calling people. So if we're not, then let's be active in getting people to call us. And that's what we have always brought forward, the point of being actively passive. Do something all the time that will create business. So if you're a full-timer, give it a full-time effort. Have a plan in place. Look at what you're doing for marketing and getting it out there. As you know, this is always hot topic. So at this point, we are scheduled for next week to talk about price reductions. It's something that we haven't had to address in, I'll say months, maybe even years. But you may have listings that are out there now that they're not selling. There's nothing you can do to the property. So what do you do to be able to get it sold? So next week, our guest speaker, we're going to have Stacy Priest, who is our district manager for the East Side, who's going to be talking about price reductions unless if something else hits. Before we wrap up,
next week, Darwin. Speaking of
next week.
Yep, on Tuesday at 10 o'clock, I will be in the Century 21 Row office with their agents, and I will be hosting a Moxie Engage Sphere of Influence lead gen class between the hour of 10 and 11. It will be on Zoom and it will be live if you want to join us in the Century 21 Row office in Livonia.
It will, Bob, you're also Zooming that, are you not?
Yep, Zoom in person, yes.
So if you happen to be anybody on as close to Livonia, it's a personal invitation, but it will also be on Zoom. Oh, well, Bob, now you're going to take away from my flash on Tuesday mornings. We'll talk about that. Bob knows what I'm talking about. I didn't think about that when we discussed this. Well, guys, do this for me. If you've got a subject matter, it's a hot topic, you think, regardless, you think it's silly, please send it to me. It might be a quick 5-minute, and we do another This Week in Real Estate. Those are always great to me. I'd love to hear what you're running into so that we can share that with everybody. So Bob, you got anything else?
Go to work.
I love it. So there's a wrap up for another hot topic. As Bob put it, you go to work. I always say, go talk to people. See y'all.
Bye, everyone.